Bubbly Steve is available for pre-order at shopclownfish.com. That's shopclownfish.com. You've got less than a month to pre-order this 15-inch plushie. Check them out. Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And it's time for another daily dose of Dismal Disney.
Yeah.
So now the Shang-Chi actor, is it Simu Liu?
Yes.
Did I actually get that right?
Simu Liu.
Okay. Yeah, he is slamming Disney CEO Bob Chapek over comments he made during the quarterly earnings call a couple of days ago, where he said that the release of Shang-Chi was going to be an interesting experiment and it was going to be good for data points.
Well, yeah, because they're doing a 45-day theatrical release with it instead of doing the split model or the 90-day or whatever they were doing before. So he said it was going to be an interesting experiment. And I think he was bracing the investors for the fact that, you know, they're kind of using it to see what data points they can get, but they aren't expecting to do a lot with it. And now he's pissed.
He is not happy. So we're going to talk about that. He says, we are not an experiment, to Bob Chapek via his social media.
Who is we? The people from the movie?
The people from the movie.
Okay.
We, the people acting in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, we are not an experiment for you, Bob Chapek.
But basically, Bob Chapek's saying what everybody else has been thinking. It's not going to do that well. Brace yourselves.
Yeah, the projections are not good. They're tracking it at $35 to $55 million opening weekend. Now, it is on Labor Day weekend, I believe, but it could even go lower than that. That 55 is the absolute ceiling. And, you know, if you check out the box office tracker, it's just not tracking. People, they're not interested in this movie.
It's not necessarily his fault or the people. Maybe the movie might be fantastically great. It's because of the fact that no one knows who this character is or cares.
That's the thing, and you know, it's not really giving you a vote of confidence to say, hey, yeah, this movie we're basically gonna just drop it and see what happens, and we're gonna use it for data. Disney has already written this thing off.
Yeah, because he said that if they were going to put it on Disney Plus, they would have had to done it by now. They would have had to have planned that out. So they're not like going to reverse course. They're going to go. You know, the Jungle Cruise is the last one they were doing the split on for now. The Free Guys out, and that was more of the 20th century. They said they had contractual obligations, so they couldn't change that one. And this one they would have had done by now if they were going to put it to Disney Plus. Maybe his pressure will make them change their mind, but I think they had to have done it.
Maybe Twitter can change Disney's mind.
Yeah, well, it hasn't so far.
So we're going to talk about that. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We're over 230,000 subs, almost 231. Thank you for the support. We do talk about Disney. We talk about comics, talk about movies, pop culture, whatever interests us that day. And this just popped up a couple hours ago that Simu Liu... Am I getting that right?
Yeah, like you, yeah.
Yeah, he is taking Disney to task on his Twitter and Instagram accounts. So, yeah, Bob Chapek, we'll talk more about that. But this is what the Shang-Chi actor had to say. We are not an experiment. We are the underdog, the underestimated. We are the ceiling breakers.
Okay.
We are the celebration of culture and joy that will persevere after an embattled year.
So basically, he's trying to make it about, like, an Asian hate thing. Okay.
Yep. We are the surprise. I'm fired the fuck up to make history on September 3rd. Join us. So he's
trying to leverage Twitter.
He's actually doing more promotion for the movie than Disney is at this point.
Well, no, Disney's going to join them, but that's again, people don't care. But now he's going to be like, we're not an experiment. We're the underdog. You know, if you don't support us, it's because you're against us. You know. Yeah. So they're trying to make it about racism, even though it's not. It's just about the fact that no one knows who the character is.
Yeah, they don't, and that's the thing. It's going to be the same situation with the Eternals. Now, I actually do have more hope for Shang-Chi than I do the Eternals. At least Shang-Chi looks like it could be a competently made movie. The Eternals just looks like, I don't know what the hell that's looks like a car commercial or something. It does. I don't really know what I'm looking at. I just see a bunch of scenery and people in cosplay costumes.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
Yeah, at least this one's probably got some action.
This one to me is I'm more interested in this than I am Eternals.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. So yeah, it's basically, you know, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens because we know that Disney doesn't like to be slapped down.
No, but that's why they don't like me.
But I mean, we saw what happened with Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson, sued them, and they got really nasty with her.
Well, here's what's interesting. Sarah said this to me the other day. Emma Stone, she's probably not weighing her options anymore because they went ahead and gave her a deal, I guess, for Cruella 2.
Why?
Because how do you take people that are weighing their options off the board? You give them money or you give them a deal so that they're not going to want to speak out against you or come after you because they already got a deal for something else.
Shut up, money.
Basically,
shut up, money.
Then suddenly she gets a deal, and probably Emily Blunt probably got paid a bunch of money too because they already have enough. They can't take back the Scarlett Johansson thing, so they're gonna make sure that other people that are weighing their options get taken care of before they can come out too.
Well, the thing is Emily Blunt is in like Flynn with Disney. I mean, she played Mary Poppins for crying out loud. Like, I don't think she's going anywhere.
I don't think she was going to do anything, but they said that other people might have grounds.
Yeah.
And there was words they were weighing their options, and all that gets put out there, and all of a sudden Emma Stone gets a deal for Cruella 2, and it probably was a very lucrative deal.
Okay, Cruella 2 is just called 101 Dalmatians.
I know. What's the point?
Why? How could there even be a Cruella 2? Oh, if they really subvert expectations and she comes up with 101 ways to skin a cat.
There you go.
That's Cruella 2.
Yeah, we're some Dalmatians, we're after cats. I don't know, but they gave her a deal, and I bet you money, like suddenly, because I don't think there's a big demand for Cruella 2.
There was no demand for Cruella 1. Now, disclaimer, I haven't seen the movie. I haven't had enough give a shit to see a movie. The only reason I would watch the movie is I'm with my daughter. She said the soundtrack's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's our daughter's takeaway is.
She's like, because we heard the soundtrack as it was playing next door to Quiet Place. Went to theater to go see the Quiet Place 2. And we heard the music. It was, they're pumping in Blondie and stuff from next door. My daughter's like, hey, I like this.
Let's go next door.
Let's go next door. Sounds like a party's going on over there.
But because our daughter has very similar taste in music to you.
She does.
As does Squid King.
They do.
They do. They say things to me, and I'm like, who is this? I don't even know because I don't pay attention to music much.
They're both collecting vinyl now.
They do. Yeah, so he's very proud.
I am.
He's busting buttons right now.
Turning them into little hipsters.
No, they're cool. They're cool. They like vinyl, and they have taste, and they're not hipsters. If a man butt appears, Squid King's getting it cut off. Anyway.
So here we go. Chapek, seemingly written off Shang-Chi. This is my article, by the way. So
I'm reading this is where if you go out there, you can watch us kick Disney's ass on a daily basis.
Yeah. So they're not going to give us a deal.
No, I doubt
they might throw a couple $1 million at us to take Pirates and Princesses off our hands to take off the board. I doubt that. So this is what Bob Chapek said during the Q3 2021 earnings call. He said, on Shang-Chi, I think it's actually going to be an interesting experiment for us because it's only got a 45-day window. So the prospect of being able to take a Marvel title to the streaming service after going theatrical for 45 days will be yet another data point to inform our actions going forward on our titles. Reading between the lines, we know this movie is not going to do well. So if we're going to experiment, let's do it on this one. Let's do it on the Eternals because we know it's going to be a wash.
Yeah, those two. People don't care.
No.
I'm sorry. It's nothing to do with race or gender or any of that crap. It's because no one knows who the hell Shang-Chi is or cares. And even like characters like Captain Marvel, they had to go ahead and make sure they put her in their own movie as part of you must watch this to see the end game. Otherwise, it wasn't going to do very well. The only reason, arguably, it did as well as it did, the only reason it did as well as it did was because people thought you had to see it and see Endgame to understand what's going on in Endgame, even though they weren't really related. Yeah,
so it's going to be really interesting to see if people come back for the Marvels. I was going to say Captain Marvel too, but she's been demoted.
They do it for Monica Rambeau, who everybody wanted to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah, and it depends on how Ms. Marvel does, too. I mean, that show might be...
But they're Ms. Marvel, Ironheart, they're all doing these shows. They're putting Ironheart in Black Panther, too. They're doing all of this stuff to anchor them ahead of time. They did nothing with Shang-Chi or the Eternals. People are like, who the hell... I mean, Shang-Chi, you can kind of get it, okay, Mandarin-ish. Yeah, we got that from he was a joke, but we got that from Iron Man, what was it, 2? 3? 3. 3, yeah. I don't know, they all blend together. But Eternals, people were like... who the hell? And why is there a Bollywood number? Yeah, the Eternals, Well, we know why, because India and Hotstar. Guess who they're setting all their money and time on? India now, because they're not winning with China. Nope. So now they're going for India. That's right. So they are. The Eternals, the only connection to the MCU that I can think of is the Celestials,
which they retconned Ego, the living planet, to be a celestial, which he was not in the comics. But that's the only connection
that's what I can think of too.
I can think of. But it looks like this is basically what we would have gotten if they had gone ahead with the New Gods movie at DC with the director of Wrinkle in Time.
That was such a great box office smash.
This is what we would have gotten, is the Eternals.
I think they're misunderstanding. I think they're thinking box office smash, like break it apart and make nothing, not smash hit. And they forgot the hit part.
Yeah.
They're just sticking with smash.
But again, all the excitement from this movie has been drained by Disney Plus because people are getting more excited about Moon Knight, Oscar Isaac, playing Moon Knight, which is kind of huge because he would have been a theatrical choice, you'd think. Like having him on a Disney Plus show, you'd think Oscar Isaac would have been movie worthy. But it seems like they're putting more effort into the Disney Plus shows now as far as Marvel's concerned. They give Loki a series, not a movie.
Now I get why this dude's upset.
Yeah.
I mean, we're rooting for you, actually, dude. You probably think we're not, but we are. I mean, we hope you do really well. I just think that the expectation and the reality situation is what we've been saying.
Yeah.
Now, for the sake of the actors involved and the people that worked on the movie and they worked hard, I hope it does really well.
For the sake of the value, the aftermarket value of all those Marvel's Katie action figures, I hope this movie does well. I hope people who are hoarding those figures make bank one of these days.
Well, I mean, where he's sitting is if this doesn't do well, then they're going to take it. The takeaway that Disney might do is like, well, we don't want to use this character anymore because no one cares. Well, no one does care. Or, maybe we don't want to do movies that are, focused so much on China now because we've tried that before and it hasn't been successful.
Oh, that's going to happen anyway.
I know. So I'm thinking, that's why he's like, this has to do well. But, dude, I don't think it's going on. So.
I mean, that's pretty bold of him to come out and basically challenge the CEO.
He basically called it, yeah.
I will give him props.
I call him all the time too, but the difference is I'm not actually. It's my job is my job if Disney and Marvel wasn't dependent on it.
Yeah, so very interesting to see him do this.
He's got balls.
I will give him that. Dude's
got balls. Welcome to the club. We've got cookies.
Ball cookies. So do you ever see Death to Smoochie?
Yes, I know.
Rocket Ship.
Yeah, it was a rocket ship cookies. Welcome to the dark side.
Welcome to the dark side. We got rocket ship cookies. And we even give them to our enemies. They can just stuff it right in their mouth.
That's right.
Don't choke.
Okay.
We're going to wrap it up.
Yes.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.